Colts Nation, if helmets or helmet accessories interest you, make sure to go to greengridiron.com and use code INDSYN at checkout to get the discount code with it. Whether it's mini helmets, full-size helmets, visors, clips, whatever it may be, different face masks, different variations of helmets, alternate helmets, whatever the case, you can get it at Green Gridiron. And again, that's code INDSYN at checkout for the discount. Thanks for stopping by for another video, and now let's get into it. What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today we're talking about another day of training camp. Saturday's practice was much different than the vibe from the rest of the week, right? Full pads all week long in every practice. I believe this is practice number 4, right? In full pads, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday off, Saturday. So yeah, 4 padded practices. Offense was doing their thing for 3 of them, right? Defensive line had a really good day in one of those, Latu specifically. But outside of that, offense really been on it all week long, especially in the night practice. The offense was on fire, right? So now also we were down, 2 corners due to injury. One corner got put on IR, and Ward was getting a rest day in that practice. So take that, with a grain of salt, of course, but it was nice to see the offense be able to operate and do well. And then today, what happened today, everything I've seen, quarterback struggled, the offenses struggled, which is not, of course, you want to see the offense continue to do well, especially in our situation where it's quarterback battle, right? You want to see the offense keep going and keep having good days, but at some point you also want to see the defense have a good day. So as long as the defense dominating doesn't become an every practice thing, then I'm okay with the defense having a day, right? So again, I'm okay with the way things are. The practices this upcoming week are going to be with the Ravens, and that'll be really interesting as we go against another team and go in different periods and whatnot. Now, there is a caveat to today's practice. Today, they were working heavy on red zone work, and it was a big drop back day, a lot of passes. They weren't worried about running the ball, and Jim Bob in his media availability after practice kind of talked about that, about how in practices like today, it is difficult for the offense to really get into a rhythm, and it's hard for them to get the work done that they would like to get done and to look the way they want to look, because when you're dropping back pretty much every time, especially in it's already hard enough to throw in the red zone. When you're dropping back every time and the defense knows it, they start to squeeze into those zones. They start to anticipate what's going to happen. As much as, like, I played linebacker growing up, and coaches would always say, play dumb. We're going to keep running this play, or, we got to have passing periods, whatever the case may be. And you want to play dumb, but at some point you can't just let them work freely. You have to make them work for it, right? Like that's part of it. As a defense, you need to make them work for it. You want those spaces to get tight. So days like this are really productive. For as bad as the offenses were, and as good as the defenses were today, it's kind of exactly what you want. You can figure out, these are the plays that'll work for us. These are the plays that won't work for us. These are things that are working for the defense and the things that aren't working for the defense on both sides of the ball. You're able to figure out a lot of things in a practice like today, okay? So, and I'm not going to sit here and give them excuses. You still have to be able to execute. When everybody knows you're going to run the ball, you got to be able to run the ball. When everybody knows you're going to pass the ball, you got to be able to pass the ball. Now, of course, our defense knows better the plays that are coming than opposing teams. So again, a little bit of a caveat, but don't want to sit here and continue to just ramble off excuses. Just want to give full context that it was bound to be a difficult day, and it was. Both quarterbacks struggling, both offenses, all the offenses struggling throughout the day, but the defense, like when I say defense balled out, dude. Like, and really every time we've worked on red zone, this defense has been suffocating, right? And this was the first time we've worked on red zone where it was so much pass heavy. Now, of course, a lot of it, throughout practices, we're passing a lot, trying to figure out the quarterback situation. But again, today was like all passing. There really wasn't any running. I think as we go through No Compton's notes, it was like all passing today. So in the red zone. So just know that as we go into it, but know what we're going to see and what we're going to go over is kind of disappointing for the day. At least from the offensive side. Love to see the secondary doing their thing after how bad the secondary's been for us, and especially with the injuries. So let's go ahead, switch over, and let's start going through this, okay? And we're going to start with a couple of clips from the other night. Like to do this. Colts putting out their clips. Daniel Jones with a nice throw here to A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell dominating that night practice. Great toe tap right there. And then as we continue to go, here we have Daniel Jones again. I believe this is to A.D. Mitchell as well. Good throw on the run to his right. Wish I could see. Yeah, I believe that's A.D. Mitchell right there making that catch. Good job being able to bring that one in. And then Anthony Richardson throws it down to A.D. Mitchell. A.D. brings it in through the contact. Boom. Exactly what you want to see, actually. Let me go ahead, bring that in for you guys. There you go. Look at that. Just a great job right there. And boom. Great job. I mean, 35. I've seen like 3 clips of 35 being in incredible position in that night practice, and they're still catching a ball. So 35 in a good spot in a couple of them, but the offense, again, really had a good day a couple nights ago. Okay, now let's get into today, okay? The following Colts appear to be out today. Michael Pittman Jr. getting some more rest. Juju Brents, Jalen Jones, Segun Alubi, and Tyquan Lewis. Zaire Franklin officially making his first appearance in training camp. So good to see him back on the field, getting the captain back out there. Again, Zaire Franklin, proof of life on the field there. Getting back out there. Doesn't even have the... it looks like he might have his ankle taped. Yeah, I think he does have his ankle taped up a little bit. But nice to have him back out there. And, almost no coincidence, you get Zaire Franklin back and the defense starts operating, right? You're starting middle linebacker. So from the aspect of controlling the defense, seems like he came in and there had to be some impact with having him on the field, which is good to see. Right now here, just sit here and look at the wide receivers going through drills. Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, A.D. Mitchell here, DJ Montgomery, and then Laquan Treadwell. See Laquan here, and then Anthony Gould. There's going to be a note about Anthony here in a little while. Coach is really impressed with what he's been doing. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch all that. Then little Alec Pierce, short area quickness drill. And then boom, good catch. Okay, continue to move. Anthony Richardson to Tyler Warren. All right, let you peep that one more time. Good job. A little bit behind him. Need to get that more toward the sideline there. But then this one, dropped in a bucket from Anthony Richardson, obviously on air. But in turn, like if there's a defender there, right? Just imagine a defender there, like the way that lofts in like that and just drops. That's why you need touch on the ball, and that's what he's learned, which is great to see. So that one there, good ball placement. Good job, Josh Downs, being able to not only catch that, but the awareness to look down, get his feet inbounds there. Boom, boom. Good job. Now, here we go. First team period is a red zone. It's actually 11 on 11. You might see that 11 on 11 with the asterisk there. First team period is a red zone 11 on 11 session with Andy Richardson and the starters. A shaky start to practice. He threw behind Tyler Warren in the team period as well. On the opening throw, a short crosser. He almost hauled in one-handed. Then an overthrow to Mo Alley Cox, rolling left. And then Kenny Moore, the second, picked off in the red zone. I don't think I saved the pictures of it, but Kenny Moore basically reached up and grabbed it with his fingers and was able to pull it in like 2 fingers and was able to pull in the interception. So that's where it started, man. We're going to see a lot of that. The defense was on it today. I think Anthony threw That might have been his only interception, maybe. I think Daniel Jones threw 3 interceptions. Anthony threw 1 or 2 interceptions. So again, defense on it, and we'll go through all of it. A similarly poor start for Daniel Jones, and the Colts' second unit went 1 for 3 in the air, with the lone completion being an RPO quick hitter to Anthony Gould. The defense playing inspired today, all 3 units, and you had to expect that. With the way the rest of the week is gone, honestly, you had to expect that in today's practice, they were going to come into it wanting to get back, especially the other night, getting torn into. I assume Lou Anarumo went through everything and was like, okay, we're coming into this practice. We're not just going to let the offense operate freely, right? And I love that. Okay, I absolutely love that. I love they made the adjustments and they came out and the defense did their thing today. I'm completely okay with that, right? Offense has been dominating and we haven't talked about, oh my God, the defense is so bad, right? So I'm not going to overreact to one bad practice here. Again, you just don't want this to become a normal thing. In years past, defense has won too much in camp. At some point, the offense needs to take over. And for the most part, they have. Defense had themselves a day. And I'm okay with that. So we have Anthony Richardson and the Colts starters in 7-on-7. They hit Jonathan Taylor quickly in the flats for several, then slightly off target to a meshing duel, and that one was incomplete. Downs motion into a Texas route to easily beat linebacker for 10 yards. That right there is a cheat code. If you can get Josh Downs running Texas routes and beating, let me go ahead and switch this back real quick. Sorry about that. Very random. Get that to go away. All right, then let's switch us back here. Sorry about that. Yeah, we can get Downs operating on Texas routes, and then the options that come off Texas routes, there's one route where I don't know what you would call it necessarily, to be honest with you, but it's a Texas route, but then it angles back out. So different options there. Love seeing that. The ways you can use Josh Downs, we've seen it in the past. 50-50 ball to end the 7-on-7 between Josh Downs and Kenny Moore. Ends in a pass breakup. Kenny Moore doing his thing. I love Josh Downs and Kenny Moore going at it. I can't wait to see it with my own eyes. I'm going to be at 4 practices, and I can't wait to see Downs versus Moore. That's been going on for a couple years. And then, that wasn't the last one. Actually, it was Ward pass breakup to end it. So nice to see Charvarius Ward. You got to test him at some point. He ends up with a pass breakup. Now, Daniel Jones and the backups in the same 7-on-7 session. They went 2 for 3 through the air, had an incomplete ball broken up by Samuel Womack. So good to see him bouncing back. Got torched a couple times earlier in the week and had a couple of bad days, but looked like he at least, being able to have one pass breakup here. Short connection to Anthony Gould in the flats, and then an impressive intermediate find to an outbreaking Drew Ogletree for the scores. So overall, a little bit more encouraging there from the backups. And then Daniel Jones and the Colts starters scored twice in their red zone 11-on-11 session. 2 separate play action finds in the flats for the scores. One to Tyler Warren and the other to Ashton Doolin, who continues to make plays in practice. 1 touchdown set up by a strong run by JT, so they did run it at some point. The other by a chunk gain from Warren. So, able to at least do something. Daniel Jones and his starters able to make something happen in the red zone. Anthony Richardson and the Colts' second team in the same session. Near interception by an undercutting Samuel Womack. Again, Womack once again making a play. Nice intermediate find to A.D. Mitchell for 15 yards. So A.D. making plays. And then a score, right? Quote, score to Drew Ogletree, but rookie defensive end JTT definitely sacked him prior to the throw. So, of course, they don't actually sack the quarterback. So they get the sack, but you let the offense continue to go and try to work it and able to get it away after the sack and get a touchdown to Drew Ogletree. Now, Daniel Jones gets picked off by Joe Bacci. I think it's Bacci. I think I heard someone say it was Bacci. I've been pronouncing it Bacci. I need to figure that out. Seems like he's definitely going to stick on the team, so I'm going to need to figure that one out. But linebacker Joe Bacci on the first play of the next 7-on-7 red zone period would be sacked 2 plays later after holding on to the ball. So that's really been an issue for Daniel Jones for all the good that he's done, right? Him and Anthony both continuing to go back and forth. It's not like DJ's been bad, right? They've both been, especially this week, they've both kind of been doing their thing, right? So overall, kind of, but when Daniel Jones does have mishaps, he's holding on to the ball too long. He's not reading it, and that's where he gets into his scramble mode, where he scrambles, needs to run, because he's just not letting go of the ball. I don't know. It's a read issue. We're just at a point in his career. He's been around long enough. It's a read issue that he has going on there. Holding on to it too long, gets sacked. Then he threw another interception, this one to Nick Cross, to end the session. So in this 7-on-7 period, ends up throwing two different interceptions, one to a linebacker, one to a safety. Now, Anthony Richardson reroutes A.D. Mitchell mid-play and then connects in the corner of the end zone for a gorgeous toe-tapping touchdown. So Richardson to Mitchell, I like seeing that relationship finally starting to pick up a little bit. We are going to see very soon. Actually, it looks like the next one. He misses A.D. Mitchell a couple times, but like to see them be able to get on the same page. And I assume, through these practices and after practices and whatnot, and in between practices, I'm just going to assume that those two are working on that connection, and we'll see what happens there. But then, and I can't wait to see the video. I know. If it's a gorgeous toe-tapping touchdown, I assume the Colts are going to put a video out about that sometime. Daniel Jones and the Colts starters in the last team period, 11-on-11 of the day, featured 3 quick-hitting in-breakers to Josh Downs. He had 2 bad overthrows on outbreakers, but had 2 strong connections as well. So again, little up and down. Defense making plays, offense making plays, a little bit of both. But for the most part, defense doing their thing. And then for Anthony Richardson, finishes the day with the second unit as rocky as he started with the starters. Couldn't get on the same page with A.D. Mitchell on 2 separate occasions. Poor throws led to incompletions. Also struggled to connect with Treadwell. Then as we go through here, Colts offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter's media availability. Anthony Gould has absolutely taken a step forward, which by all accounts, just from the notes that we've had, it seems as though he's definitely taken a step forward. On red zone drop back day, this is what we were talking about earlier, right? Red zone days, quote, red zone days aren't always the most productive, but they do a lot for us. So, again, kind of expected when the defense knows what you're going to do. It makes things tougher to work, but overall, a good day of work and some things that they can go look at and be able to adjust and find answers for as we continue to go forward. Just remember, we're a week and a half into camp, so again, completely okay with the defense dominating today. Just don't want it to become a pattern. Now, there's also another quote, it'll come for him regarding A.D. Mitchell on game days, and then big praise to running back DJ Giddens. Okay, now you have Colts DC Lou Anarumo on rookie cornerback Justin Wally. Quote, his energy level, competitive spirit, everything about him is what we want. He embodies it. He's smart too, learning both inside and outside. All right, now you have special teams coordinator Brian Mason says that kicker Spencer Schrader is kicking at a 87% clip in training camp thus far. Added that the goal is to leave camp at 90% plus. So seems like Spencer Schrader doing his thing. Seems like he's definitely ahead in the kicker competition at this point. Actually, that's probably better for you guys anyways. I just made things bigger, but that's probably better. So just like we thought, Spencer Schrader doing his thing. Maddox Trujillo kind of falling behind in that competition from the sounds of it. Now you have a happy A.D. Mitchell today. Says he's much more comfortable in his second training camp. On his camp, seeing an upward trajectory as of late. Quote, I knew it was all going to come together. I know my hands work. I know my routes work. So he's definitely heard the noise. He's seen and heard the things that people said. Seems like he's definitely trying to rewrite that narrative and make sure that people can't say that about him. Then you have Destin Adams. If you're a veteran of this channel, an OG of this channel, you know Destin Adams, one of our favorite Colts insiders, somebody really good source of information, somebody I trust his information a lot and trust his opinion. He says, I'm okay to be in the minority on this, but if I had to give one of the top 2 quarterbacks the edge from today when both play poorly, I'd go with Richardson. A lot of misses from him, but way more big moments. And seeing him look defenders off multiple times and making a play was great to see, which goes towards the growth, right? I think numbers wise, Anthony didn't look great, but he makes plays, right? Numbers wise, DJ won the day. So I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and go one way or the other. Defense won the day. Right? Offense, they have things to work on. They need to go back. The next time we're in this red zone situation, we need to see the offense do better. Can we do better? How do we adjust? How do we get better? So that's what would be. I don't know when that's happening. It'd be kind of cool if we were able to have a drop back day like this against the Ravens, where we see, can the defense do this against the Ravens offense, and can our offense show some promise against the Ravens defense in a red zone drop back day? So we'll see what happens there, and of course we'll continue to update as we go. Now you have Derek from Bring the Juice. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with who that is. Here we just have routes on air. Just a good video here from DJ Anthony and DJ. I'm sorry, good video from Derek here, where we have Anthony and DJ, the different quarterbacks taking turns here. Anthony to Alec Pierce, and then DJ to AD Mitchell, I believe that is. Yeah, AD Mitchell. So just some good work there. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to the guys at Bring the Juice. And then you have the Colts here. Defense was balling. Everybody knows it. Some great pictures here. Look, I love the pictures that they have. They have an extremely high-powered camera, right? You can see, you're able to see sweat flying sometimes. You can see the grass coming up off their cleats as they're in the air. Charvarius Ward against Ashton Doolin. What an incredible picture, man. I love that. Then you have Cam Bynum. It's a movie, baby. Have him out there celebrating, of course. Kenny Moore, Justin Wally celebrating. I love that the rookies have to wear the tape on their helmet. That's kind of hilarious. But Kenny Moore, Justin Wally celebrating. Then, I mean, what a 35 keeps popping up. This time he's able to get his hands on the ball. A little bit of an adjustment from the other day, right? Where he was in position and wasn't able to get the pass break up. This time he gets the better of AD Mitchell and gets a good pass break up. And I mean, that was about to be a good ball too, man. That was about to drop right into his hands. Incredible job by 35 here to make that play. Absolute. I'm sorry, I keep calling him 35. You know, I need to go figure out who 35 is. But nonetheless, good day by the defense overall. Really, really nice what they were doing. Now, going to sit here, look through Kevin Bowen. Shout out Kevin Bowen with 107.5 The Fan once again. Just want to look through his training camp notebook here to see if he has any other information that I could offer you guys here. Looks like more starting work went to Daniel Jones on Saturday. He answered by going 11 of 14, 9 of 11 with the starters. But again, had three interceptions on the day as well. He had some problems in 7-on-7, and of course, those periods even harder, right? You're really just you're not working with offensive line and defensive line. It's secondary against wide receivers at that point, so they already know the passes are coming. And then in a red zone day where they know the passes are coming, right? He throws a couple interceptions 7-on-7. Now, let's see what he says here. Well, that was arguably Anthony Richardson's rockiest day of camp. Starter practice going 0 for 3 on a goal to go period. Ended going 1 of 4 in a 2-minute situation for the entire day. Richardson was 3 of 10, 0 for 3 with the starters. He completed 3 balls to Ogletree, AD Mitchell, and Laquan Treadwell. Let's see, where's the 7-on-7 numbers? Doesn't look like he has 7-on-7 numbers here for Anthony Richardson, which is unfortunate. But again, rocky day for Anthony Richardson. Obviously, by the numbers, DJ did better. So, again, just want to see more consistency going forward and a good bounce back day. I believe we practice tomorrow before going to Baltimore. I actually have it right here. Today is the 2nd. Yeah, so they practice tomorrow from 10 to 11:30. Once again, so hopefully a better day tomorrow. Not sure what they're going to be working on, but of course you just hope to see a better day from the offense tomorrow. A.D. Mitchell doing his thing. Zaire Franklin back at practice. Signal call linebacker will be eased back into team drills. Also, he might not have even been a part of team drills. Perhaps no Colts player has earned more coaching trust. So yeah, I don't think Zaire was actually, he was, back in practice. And when he was in pads, it doesn't look like he was actually in the team drills though today. But Joe Bacci continuing to do good work there. And once again, good day from Spencer Schrader, who's hitting at 87%. Maddox Trujillo at 74% through practices. Will Mallory continues to do his thing in practice. Looks like him and Tyler Warren could be our top two going into the year, to be completely honest with you. Guys that stood out. So 35 has to be Jonathan Edwards. So shout out Jonathan Edwards. I'm sorry I didn't know that. But cornerback Jonathan Edwards, cornerback Kenny Moore, wide receiver Josh Downs, the three guys that stood out in Kevin Bowen's eyes today. And then outside of that, looks like everything else we've kind of gone over. Yeah, everything else we've gone over. So that's going to do it for today. This one just a little bit shorter than the other videos we've been doing. I hope you guys enjoyed the update again. Big day for the defense, tough day for the quarterback, specifically Anthony Richardson. Want to see a good bounce back day tomorrow, and I'll be able to have the update earlier for you tomorrow. Don't work the day job, so I'll have all day to be able to get you guys content. So make sure you hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video, and as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.